In this episode, I'll show you how to make the best clam chowder. I'll show you every step and a tip how to make it like a pro. I got about 80 pieces of little neck clams, and it's very important to clean them properly. Let's begin. If you see that you have cracked or broken clams, or they open and they don't close, discard them. Soak clams in a cold salted water for about 2 to 3 hours to get rid of scent and all the dirt from clams. Now let's prep the ingredients for my beautiful clam chowder. If you want to get really nice clam chowder soup, you need to make clam juice from scratch, and I'll show you how. Get 2 shallots and slice it. Lots of cooks and chefs buy the clam juice in the store that is ready, but there is nothing better than the one that's made from scratch. I got tears not because I'm sad, I got tears because I was chopping some shallots. So when you're steaming clams, by adding a lot of garlic and shallot, you might think that it's a lot. But in reality, it's not. Shallot, garlic, and clams is a beautiful combination. Take about 9 garlic cloves and slice it. Now let's prep the ingredients for the soup. Take 2 medium onion and dice it small. 1 large carrot, peel it and dice it small. Clam chowder was originated in northeastern United States. There are many variations exist, but the 3 most popular are New England or white clam chowder, that's the one that I'm making today, Manhattan or red clam chowder, and Rhode Island or clear clam chowder. 3 celery stalks. Get 1 red bell pepper. Get rid of the seeds and ribs. And dice it small. For my clam chowder, I'm using russet potatoes. Wash it, peel it. Personally, I like to use for clam chowder russet potatoes, also known as Idaho, but you can definitely substitute it for red potatoes or Yukon Gold. Dice the potatoes into medium size. The first clam chowder that we know today didn't contain milk and was thickened during cooking with crackers or stale bread. Put the potatoes in the cold water so it doesn't change color, and you want to get rid of some starch. Take thick cut bacon. Bacon and clam chowder is like lock and key. You cannot skip or substitute this ingredient. You will need 7-8 slices, approximately 10 ounces, and cut it. What I like to do is to put the bacon in the freezer for about 20 minutes, so it gets a little bit hard and it's easier to cut it. After 3 hours, clams are ready to be rinsed and cleaned. Take a brush and quickly clean them. Transfer clams into the separate bowl and rinse them under the cold water a couple times. Just take a look at this sandy, dirty water after clams. Now let's steam our clams, and I'll show you every step, how to do it properly and correct. By the way, you never add no water into the clams when you're steaming them. No water in a clam chowder. Remember that. No, no, no. Get a big pot, heat it to medium heat, pour some olive oil, add shallots, couple parsley stems, fresh thyme, 1 teaspoon of white peppercorns, 2 bay leaves, and garlic. Sweat it for a couple minutes, you just want all the ingredients to get slightly translucent. Add clams in, and pour 3 cups of dry white wine. I'm using Chardonnay. Cover with a lid and let it steam. Steam the clams for about 5 to 6 minutes. On the 2nd minute, I like to mix the clams, because the bottom ones are almost done and ready to open. And we want to get the bottom ones on top and the top one on bottom, so they cook evenly. Once you see that the clams are opening, don't wait and remove them into the bowl. It's very easy to mess it up, because if you're gonna keep them on the fire for a long time, they will become chewy like rubber. Once the clams are open, they release outstanding brine into the pot that makes an outstanding clam juice. Strain it with a mesh strainer. This type of clam juice, you're definitely not gonna get it in the store. And I like to strain it once again with the 8 to 10 layered cheesecloth. This way you make sure that the sand won't get into the juice. Please subscribe to my channel to see more videos. Now I will make bechamel sauce. Take a saucepan, add 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, melt it, and add half a cup of all-purpose flour. Not a lot of people make a bechamel sauce for the clam chowder, but I think it's one of the best steps to get a great clam chowder. We are making the roux first. For clam chowder you need the white roux. Pour 2 cups of room temperature milk, stir it vigorously with a whisk. Season it with white pepper and freshly ground nutmeg. No salt is required. The bechamel sauce looks pretty thick, but I will adjust it with the chicken stock later on. Put it aside for now. Clean the clams out of the shell, leave a couple small ones for decoration, and cut the clams. And now let's start cooking. That was just a preparation, now it gets serious. And on a low heat, render the bacon. Make sure that the pot is not hot. Otherwise you will burn this beautiful bacon. This process will take you about 10 to 12 minutes. Remove the bacon, increase the heat to medium heat, and now let's add the vegetables. We'll start with onions, saute it for a couple minutes. Add carrots, celery, take a garlic press and press about 8 to 10 garlic cloves. Saute it for a couple more minutes. And add the red bell pepper. While the vegetables are sauteing, I'll finish the bechamel sauce. Add 2 cups of hot chicken stock. By the way, you can use chicken or vegetable stock, but make sure that it's hot. Mix it. And strain it into the pot with vegetables. Mix it. Pour the clam juice in. Season it with some salt. Add 1 teaspoon of all-base seasoning. Add 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, just to give it a little kick. Bring it to a boil. Add the potatoes in, reduce the heat to low, and let the soup cook uncovered for about 35 to 45 minutes, until the potatoes are fully cooked. And make sure to stir it occasionally. Don't just set it and forget. While the soup is on the stove, let's prep the bread. I'm serving my clam chowder in this beautiful bread bowl. So I'm gonna remove the top, clean the inside, and we're almost there. So make sure to watch the video to the end. I got 3 bread bowls, cut the top with a serrated knife, and remove the inside. I'm serving my clam chowder in a bread bowl just for the presentation. I'm doing it all for you guys, my beautiful audience, so you can get different ideas how to serve it. After 45 minutes, soup looks outstanding. Beautiful but not thick enough for me. You can leave it as is, but I prefer my clam chowder to be thick, so I will thicken it with a slurry. Take 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and 1 teaspoon of cold water, mix it together, make sure that the soup is boiling, increase the heat to high, and add the slurry. Now it looks good, beautiful and thick. Lower the heat to medium-low, and now let's add the bacon, clams, chopped fresh thyme, and half a bunch of finely chopped parsley. Pour 1 cup of heavy cream. Mix it and shut off the heat. Taste it. Adjust the seasoning if needed. And my delicious clam chowder is ready. Let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I will warm up the bread. Put the bread in the preheated 375 degrees Fahrenheit oven for about 3 minutes. So final moment, we are there. Clam chowder looks outstanding. So let me show you how I like to plate it, and if you like this video episode, please do me a favor, thumbs up. The bread is ready, and now you can pour the soup in. If you don't have the bread bowl, you can serve your clam chowder in a bowl with the saltine or oyster crackers. Decorate your clam chowder with a clam and a shell, and add some parsley. I hope you enjoyed this episode.